This video is not for you. It's actually for me. And I know what you're thinking, that's not how YouTube works. But screw it, I'm breaking the rules today. Because this time, I'm not coming back for the algorithm, for the likes, or even for you. I'm actually coming back for me. So, I've been gone. I've been gone quite a long time. And I don't owe anyone an explanation of where I've been, what I've done, but I owe it to myself to say that I'm not leaving. I'm still here. I'm still doing this. I'm never going to stop doing this art thing, whatever it is. 11 months is a long time to be gone. In YouTube years, it's practically a decade. And yeah, I could sit here and give you the list of what happened, life happened, work happened, I happened. I visited my family, I traveled, I lived, and the longer I stayed away from drawing because of life and circumstances, the harder it became to get back into it. Not the first time, not the second time. We're talking the 10th or 11th or 12th time that I'm trying to get back into art and creating content. Every break made the return steeper and the climb harder. And I think I finally understand why. It wasn't just life that got in the way. The truth is, I've been struggling with my own creative language for years, not just how I draw, but why I draw. My art was pretty, I can admit that, but it felt empty. Like I was creating these kind of shells of stories with no soul behind them. And every time I looked at them, I wondered, is that everything that I'm capable of? And I remember once I even posted about this on Instagram, this feeling of emptiness when it came to my art. And people responded, no, they said, we still like them, we still want to see them. And for the first time I realized maybe my perspective is just wrong. Maybe I'm being way too hard on myself. Maybe I'm making it harder than it has to be. It wasn't just about the perspective though. I also had to confront the fact that I wasn't improving. Not in the way that I wanted to. And I was struggling with technique. I knew it. And honestly, I wasn't willing to sit down and learn. I know how ridiculous that sounds, an artist who doesn't want to study technique, but it's true. I wanted to create, and because of that, I think my work felt kind of hollow. I could see it, I could feel it. I just didn't know how to fix it. I kept churning out new artworks when I could, until I couldn't. I got stuck. I got stuck in this loop of wanting to express more, but feeling like my hands couldn't catch up with my imagination. And so I just stopped again and again, because after every stop, it just became steeper. It became harder, and it felt like I was just proving my own self-doubts right. And also, not only would I have this bad feeling about my own art, of not being there, I would constantly watch social media, scroll on Instagram, and see so many amazing artworks and pieces and animations, and I'd constantly think, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I come up with that? I mean, I already mentioned that in my, why I'm stopping doing trends video and just in the general, videos where I talked about reel production. It's a really tough thing when you're trying to come up with something that might interest others, but also inspires you. And so I constantly felt like I was behind because I didn't come up quick enough with anything new. And watching and silently observing other artists that just kept doing what they are best at, it didn't help me. The turning point came quite recently. It came in April. I don't know why and how exactly it was triggered, but it was like I was finally seeing everything clearly. I started thinking about my habits, my strengths, my weaknesses, not in a way to criticize myself, but just to understand. I looked back and thought, maybe I'm not broken. Maybe I'm just wired differently. Maybe this burst and fade cycle isn't a flaw, and it's just a different way of operating. I noticed that I had this issue in a lot of aspects of my life of being consistent and sticking with things. I had always these kind of bursts of energy and excitement and inspiration, and I would work through nights to achieve what I was envisioning, but then because I put so much energy into it, I would also drop off quickly, and it would show in all kind of areas of my life. And I felt that I was just wired wrong, that I was just not the way that I should be operating and constantly making mistakes, constantly doing something wrong. Until in April, I really thought about it. There was nothing specific that triggered it, but maybe I just have a different way of operating. You know, I always wanted everything and I wanted it now, all at once. And when I couldn't sustain that, I'd burn out and drop everything. So I just wanted to give 150%, but it's not possible to do that. I really get so caught up in ideas of what I want to do and what I want to create that whenever I even try to start those projects, I feel like I cannot do them any justice. And that's the whole feeling of, I have to give more than 100% to a project, to an idea. And if I can't, then I get paralyzed, and I don't do anything. And I don't create, and I stay in my zone. I stay in my comfort zone. But the problem is that I also feel bad at the same time, because in me, there's still a lot of vision, there's a lot of ideas, and I have a hard time getting them out if I'm in this kind of mind frame. Maybe some people can relate, giving yourself so much pressure that you're not doing anything. I mean, even for YouTube, it was like that for me for the longest time, because I thought that my first YouTube video needs to be amazing and just the best work ever. And same goes into every reel that I make, every kind of comic that I make. Even though they look very simple, I still always want to make them as close to my vision as possible. And a lot of times that's actually not possible. But then I thought, what if I didn't have to give 100% to everything? What if I just gave 40 or 30% consistently, just enough to keep things alive, to keep them growing bit by bit? What if I embraced my inconsistency not as a failure, but maybe as my own rhythm? And slowly I started to organize myself, give myself smaller tasks, not try to, build a whole VTuber model in a week. I tried to give myself some grace. I tried to give myself some lenience and time. So yeah, this video is for me. But maybe it's also for anyone out there who feels like they're never fast enough, never good enough, they're never there yet. I realized that the fact that I keep coming back, even if it's a steeper climb each time, that's not failure. That's resilience. That's my own way of showing that I care, that I want this. And I'm still here. And I'm going to keep coming back, even if it's harder every single time. But actually this time, I think, I've really changed things. I've really started organizing myself better. Not just to get back to what I was doing, but to build something that lasts. Something that isn't just pretty to look at, but feels like me. Something maybe more raw, real, imperfect, but truly mine. And I'm learning to be more open, to show messy bits, maybe the vulnerable parts. I'm struggling with this a lot in my own life, with my friends. But maybe, it won't be perfect, and I'm okay with that. Not for you, for me, but if you're here, you're welcome to join my path. I want to show you what I did differently this time. I want to show you what I'm trying to build. I want to show more of the behind the scenes of what I haven't been doing, because I always thought that I needed to finish something before I could show anyone. And I'm trying to get away from this kind of mindset. So yeah, welcome back. And subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll try to keep up with it this time.